All right. Hi, guys. Thanks for being on the call tonight. I'm Liz Templeton. If you're new to our team, I just wanted to introduce myself. And also, tonight's focus is on going over how to get your coaches started right. And I worked with Katie Rollins and on working on coming up with a self-paced coach basics. This way, if you have somebody that starts like mid-month or whenever they start, you can really get them started right and get them started right away. So they don't have to wait for the first of that month to start with Coach Basics. Also, the nice thing about a self-paced Coach Basics is we all go at different paces. So this way, your coach can do 1 day at a time, 2 day at a time. They can take it, they can take all 10 days for each phase, or they could take a month to finish, the first phase, whatever. Of course, I don't recommend taking too long because you want to try to get your business going as quickly as possible. But, we all have things that come up in our lives, and this way, that coach can, pace themselves through it. All that being said, make sure that if your coach is starting the self-paced program, that you are following up with them. You don't want to just throw them in the group and they just don't do any of the assignments, or you're not checking in with them. So make sure you're checking in with them every couple days just to make sure that they're on track, or if they have questions. And of course, they can always reach out to me or your upline coach, to get that going. But first things first, before you even put a coach into Coach Basics, I wanted to show you guys, I wanted to share my screen. So for the newer coaches out there, I'm going to go to, so here's my screen. And I'm going to go to the training section on the Coach Online Office. So if you see up here, news and training, so that's what I clicked, and I went down to training. And if you go into getting started, any new coach can come on here and kind of get themselves started as well. So this is a nice place for more tools. You will see in the first 10 days of the first phase of the Coach Basics, a lot of this stuff, a lot of these PDFs and a lot of these videos are referenced, because you don't want anybody going through any of this, going forward with coaching before they've gone through these basic things like setting up their profile and their websites. Also, as a coach, and say you sign up a new coach, I want to make sure that you are doing a getting started right call with your coaches. This is really important. Within 24 to 48 hours of them signing up, as long as you guys can work that out, timing for both of you, you should be talking on the phone with your coach. And if you go into the training library, you will find the Getting Started Right guide. So really everything you need is back in this back office here. So the Getting Start, you can go down here. It says Getting Started for new coaches. You want to go to, onboarding new coaches. So this is where you're going to go when you have a new coach sign up. You're going to go to this PDF on how to get how to get new coaches started right. And this is what I try to do with all my coaches, and go to the business quick start. So I make sure that my coaches have this and have this all filled out, or go through this with them on the telephone. It can take a little bit of time. And again, some of these things are going to be covered in Coach Basics the first 10 days. I mean, they most likely will be, but it's a good review to just make sure that your coaches are that they know that you're going to get a coach ID, that they know who their upline is, their sponsor coaches, the number for coach relations, and then of course, how they can stay connected and so on and so forth. So just so you know, these tools are available in the training library. So just to go back up here again, it's at the top of your Coach Online office in news and training, and then you can go to training. The other thing is, up until recently, we had been using the Coach Basics 2.0 through our sponsor team, TNT Dynasty, which has been amazing. And again, that was a day-by-day training, which I think is great. And that's always an option for you to do as a coach to get your coaches going. So you can always look in this back office in the training section again. Sorry, I'll just open that up for you. But if you want to run your own training, you can go into the training library. And that'll be down here with the Coach Basics program. And you can look at the leader guide, the participant starter guide, and then the content guide. I'll be completely honest, I took a lot of this stuff to do the self-paced training. It's just this can be a little bit long and repetitive, I felt. So what Katie and I did was try to come up with topics that we felt were the most important and narrow that down to 2 phases of 10 days each. So 10 trainings, so it'll be 20 trainings altogether. All right, so I'm going to leave this, but just so you know, you can find that in the training library. And I'm going to go to my Facebook page and show you the Team Infinity Fitness new Coach Basics training. So when you sign up a new coach, you'll do your Getting Started Right call, and then you'll put them in this group. Advise them to watch the Getting Started Right video that I have here. This way they'll know how to navigate their way through the site. Just so you guys know how to do it, if you haven't seen it yet, you're going to go up to the file section, because this is the easiest way to navigate through the site, because people are going to be posting, there's assignments, and people will be posting throughout this page. So if you try to scroll through the page, you might get lost. So always watch the video first, and I have that post pinned to the top so that it'll always come up first. And then you'll tell them to go to the file section. Now, when they go to the file section, they will see all the files down here: memory jogger, contact list, 7-day quick start, 4 vital behaviors, and the business activity tracker. I mean, these are vital documents that every new coach should have to help them get started before they develop systems of their own. We want to try to provide that for them in the beginning until they figure out what works and what doesn't work for them, because we all do things differently. You'll ask your coach to start with the welcome email that I have here. So I can open that up for you real quick just to kind of show you an example. And it'll just be a PDF. Okay, so it's just saying, get you kind of going, some keys to get started. And then they'll just work their way through each different day. And each day has a different assignment at the bottom. So if you look at day 1, which this one's pretty simple, it's on how finding your coach ID and how to contact coach relations. And it just kind of gives them an idea. Also some, top coaches to learn from. But you'll see here, assignment, post your coach ID below. So they'll have to post their coach ID. If they go back to the discussion page, they'll find day 1, and they'll post their coach ID under it here. So this way you could go and check in. Most of them do say tag your upline. That one I must have forgot to write. But that way they can tag you in it, so they can write their coach ID and tag their upline so that you know that they're following along. Or you could see like what Trudy did here. She tagged her coach Anthony and said, hey, Anthony, here's where you start. Here's day 1. And basically put his name there so that he could go in and finish the assignment. So this way you're keeping track of your coaches and being there for them. Because really at this point, you're just trying to be a mentor for them and really try to help them through these first 10 days. All right. So once they get through all 10 of these assignments, they're going to let you know. Once they get done all 10, you can put them into phase 2, which I'm going to be posting up on the TNT page tonight. I haven't put that up yet, but I really would encourage you to not add people to phase 2 until they finish phase 1. So that's pretty much the goal, because the goal of phase 2 is to really for your coaches to be confident enough to start inviting to challenge groups, for them to have the tools and be confident in hitting Success Club 5 for their first month. And of course, becoming Emerald within 30 days, which would be a huge goal for a lot of people, which I think is great. So I have to go. Sorry, I have so many favorites here. So I'm going to show you phase 2. Looks like phase 1, only down at you'll see phase 2 up here. Okay. So again, they're going to watch the video first. Okay. And then they're going to go to the files section. And they're going to have phase 2, day 1 through day 10. And this really does get into more of the meat of the business side, how to effective social media posts, forming relationships, inviting, personal development, overcoming objections, your follow-up, managing your time in your power hour, and then some tips on inviting to the coaching opportunity. And of course, it's, our responsibility as coaches with new coaches too, to always give them more options, besides what we provide just in this Coach Basics as well, but to kind of support them and guide them in other directions as well. So if you have a really good YouTube video from a top coach, or you have one yourself that you want to share with them, make sure that you're doing that. The better your coaches do, the better you do. I know for me, I want my coaches to soar past me, I want them to, do the best that they can. So I'm trying to provide them with as many tools as I possibly can. So that is basically it. So then when they get done with all 10 of the different days, they'll let you know that they're finished with the Coach Basics program. I'm going to stop sharing now. Okay. And so then once they get done with all that, the next step in everything will be a Emerald to Diamond training that hopefully we can work together as a team to kind of come up with, or, I know Laura had a really great one in the TNT Dynasty that I'm in right now. It's a leadership training. Once you're Emerald status, you can be a part of this. So my goal is to bring that to Team Infinity Fitness. And basically, you don't need to ever recreate the wheel. It's already made for you. So like I said, I didn't really create all this from scratch. It's all bits and pieces of different trainings that I've been in and that Katie's been in, that we've kind of worked together to come up with these documents. So I'm hoping to bring that leadership training, probably just use the exact same one that Laura did for our team soon. Hopefully next month we can do one. So that's all. And if you guys have any questions about any of this, please reach out to me. All right. So I'm going to stop recording right now.